Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Come on in. We made it. Oh, we made it. Oh, we
We
made it.
did. We made it. We made it. We made it.
Sorry we late, y'all. We are so sorry. I'm sorry we're late. I apologize. I apologize that we
Late
are
does not mean denied. So,
tardy for the party.
yes.
I guess I better go live on this one because this other one ain't gonna work. Tardy for the party. We're late but not denied. I love that saying.
Yes. Late but not denied.
Yes, yes. Welcome back, Plum.
Yes. Thank you. Thank
Welcome
you, everyone.
back. We missed you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, we missed
Appreciate
you.
being
Welcome
here.
back.
Yes.
Um, I know you had a little y'all adventure this past weekend, right?
Yes. We celebrated our family reunion, my husband's family reunion, and we had so much fun. We had so much fun. It was 3 day weekend. So, for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We always got to close it out with church. So we had church this morning, and we ate, we fellowshipped, we had fun. Saturday was more so of the events, and the kids had a lot of fun. They got to paint. There was prizes and stuff. It was so much fun. They really had a lot of fun.
Nice,
So
nice. Oh my
that
goodness,
was
that's
good.
nice. Absolutely wonderful. It's always good to be around family, you know?
Absolutely. And I feel like we have to do it more often. I think a lot of times, you don't typically see your family until something bad has happened,
That's
if you know what I
true.
mean. So just, and I know sometimes family is not always close. And that's one thing that I will say that I admire so much about my husband, because he has a lot of family within our 5 mile radius.
Right.
Like we have so much love to be able to go to other people's houses and stuff like that. But sometimes when your family is far, it's a little bit harder. So I
That's
really do
true.
love that. I do love that.
That's true. That's true. And with our family, we are spread it in
Scattered
just about every state.
everywhere. Yes.
Every state from Florida to up to the north to the west coast side, we're spread it all around. Our
Yeah.
family reunion on my paternal side
Pop pop. Yeah.
is this coming week.
Yep. It is.
This coming week, yes, it's always the first week in
August.
August.
Yep.
So they start on Friday. People
Mm-hmm.
normally come in on Thursday. They arrive Thursday, and
Mm-hmm.
Friday is fish fry. Saturday is the actual reunion, and
Yeah.
then that Sunday everybody go to our church.
Yeah.
We actually have a church in our community down in it's called the County Line.
Yeah.
You know, and Shakira went.
Lord
Now,
Jesus, that first time. Oh my goodness. I ain't never. I said, what is going on here? My great aunt was like, make sure you look in the toilet before you sit on the commode because it be snakes. I said, I ain't even want to go to the bathroom. I'm like, excuse me?
that's
No
true.
thanks. And then when I say we had the absolute positively best breakfast every single day, it was
Yeah,
bacon, grits, and eggs, right?
yeah,
Very you would think it's okay, that's just bacon, eggs, and grits. Listen, okay, it was something about these pieces of food, okay?
that's
Until
true.
I
That bacon was thick.
listen, okay, let's get to the bacon part. Hold on a
Right.
second. Hold
The
on.
bacon part was so thick, it was like a steak. That's how thick it was. And when I came back to Jersey, I tried to find that bacon, couldn't find it nowhere. It's known in Texas. That's that Texas. Shout out to my Upshaws, Alabama Upshaws, the Texas Upshaws all around the universe, sending some love to each and every one of you. This actually is Leo season. Woo woo. This is Leo season, which is actually like a bittersweet month for me. Um, my birthday and a lot of things happen during this month. So I'm going to make the best out of it. I'm going to stay positive and stay around positive people, keep upbeat, and
Yes.
know that life continues no matter what happens. Life still
Absolutely.
continues. You know,
Shakira's birthday is today. I know my name is Shakira, y'all, but my cousin
Shakira.
Shakira, Shakira's birthday, if I'm not mistaken, is the third. So I did wish
Oh, happy
her birthday.
birthday,
Who should I
Shakira.
say? Happy birthday, Shakira Hicks.
Sabrine's
We
birthday too. Yeah, yeah. We got a
Oh,
lot
her
of
birthday's
birthdays.
today too.
I don't think it's the day, but I think it's
It's in
past or it's
August.
coming up. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yep,
she's a
yep.
Leo.
And
Yep.
then Ross's birthday is on Wednesday, and your birthday's on Thursday.
Yes,
So
it
it's a
is.
lot to celebrate within 1 week. Now I don't know why in my head his birthday was on a Friday. I've been saying he's
What
turning
day is
3
my
on
birthday? I don't
Friday.
even know when my birthday. What?
It's on Thursday because his is
My
on
birthday is
Wednesday.
on Thursday. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, his is
and
on Wednesday.
his is on Wednesday.
His is on this
Ooh.
Wednesday. Yes, he
He
will be
almost made it
officially.
to my birthday, but
Yeah,
listen,
he
I'm
wasn't
so
making it.
happy that he's a Leo.
Yes, he was not. He was not. Listen, I had him in 4 hours, so yeah, he wasn't trying to wait around at all.
He
So
was
no, he
excited,
was. Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't waiting until the next day at all.
and he is living up to his name.
Yes, absolutely. By yes, every letter of it. Absolutely, he is.
He is living up. He is all the way live. That little boy.
Yes,
And
yes.
Evan is cool, calm, and collected. He reminds me of Richard,
Mm-hmm.
like that cool, calm, and collected. And
Yeah,
then Ross remind me of David. Rah, just rah,
yeah. All the way live, all the
all the
live,
way.
all the time. All
Yes,
the time at the reunion. One of our cousins said, I don't see how, I don't understand, he got all this energy. I said, it's all night long. He don't like to go to sleep. He is up from sun up to sundown. You like, he really has a hard time going to sleep. Like, he
that's
don't want to
true.
go to sleep.
And you know what? I got it from my mother because my mother didn't sleep a lot.
Mm-hmm. He
And
ain't get it from me because I'm trying to. As soon as I get
he
off
didn't
here,
get
I
it
might
from
go
his
to sleep.
father because you and
Listen,
Jarvis,
yeah,
y'all get
we
y'all
get our
sleep
sleep
on.
on. No, it ain't from us
And
at
he and
all.
he stays up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning if you let him.
If you let him, yes, he will.
If you let
Laughing, joking, he think everything's funny. It's not. Hey Aunt Di, hey Miss Linda, hey
Hey,
Mike. Thank
thanks,
you.
Dottie, for joining. Linda for
Yes,
joining. Hey, Mike. Hey, what's up, bro? How are
yes,
you? Good to see your name come across the screen for sure.
yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. We have a good show. Hopefully, it's going to be good for someone. Even if we're able to touch one person's life and make a difference, that's basically what we are here to do, is to change people's lives one at a time. So happy birthday to those who are celebrating a happy birthday
Yes.
this coming week. And we also want to say who those who are celebrating an anniversary. Happy anniversary to you as
Happy
well.
anniversary. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Now we're going to start off. I know that there's some things I want to talk about, far as how to find property for $1,000 or less. It's a lot to cover. And I know that as we continue with our episodes, we're going to be revealing a lot of information, things in which you don't normally hear a lot,
Hmm.
because some people are gatekeepers. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They only want to tell you a little bit. But of course,
Yeah.
we're going to tell you some information, but we also want to welcome you into some of the classes that we have. There's
Yes,
once you
absolutely.
join the classes, it'll be a life-changing experience. A life-changing experience. But one of the things I wanted to find out from you, because I know that your husband is getting into the trucking industry, and and that's something that I was passionate about, because someone who I was involved with on partnership, we had a trucking business at one point, but there's a truck drivers are disappearing across the country. Did you hear about this?
No, I did not hear about that at all.
Yes.
I'm not surprised. But no, I won't say that I'm shocked that it took people. I won't say for this. This probably has always been happening, but because social media is being brought to light, type of thing.
Yeah, it's happening a lot. Truck drivers all across the country, men and women. It's just not uh one gender.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
all across. Thank you so much for joining. Thank y'all so much for joining. Larry, thank you for joining. Harry, thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate your presence. But yeah, it's all across, in every just about in every state. They're
Oh wow.
disappearing. They're and it's predominantly, I would say, a lot of African Americans.
No, I'm not
It's
shocked.
being reported.
Isn't it
I
always like that? I mean, being honest, whenever there's a big or large group of people missing, it's typically brown people. And that's just what it is. Don't nobody, I won't say don't nobody look for us, but that's the reality of it. They feel as though they've just ran away, or they just left because they were tired of blah blah blah. They don't take it serious.
Right.
They
Right.
don't take it serious.
But one of the
Hey,
things
Jasmine, thank you for joining.
hey, Jasmine, thank you so much for joining. Thank y'all so much for joining. One of the things I do tell people, because I'm in a lot of the groups for trucking, and I definitely want to share that whenever you're driving for a company, or if you have a dispatcher or broker, if you find yourself in a territory or in an area that you don't feel safe, you always can ask your dispatcher that you do not want to travel in a sundown town.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm sure most of us know what a sundown town is.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't be caught in that town after dark, basically,
Yeah.
what it really means to sum it
Yeah.
up. But yeah, I want to show this clip real quick of about these drivers because it's really concerning. Because before it used to be a lot of the lock lizards, and these are men and women who uh, are in the parking lots of the, like Pilot or
Mm-hmm.
one places where the truckers stop to rest. Excuse me, and they normally are known to be in danger, but just to hear that it's now the truckers that are in danger, actually the drivers,
Yeah.
this is a little concerning.
Yeah.
A little
Absolutely.
concerning. Now I know I have the clip, right? Don't I have the clip for the truck drivers? Oh my goodness. I thought I put it in here. Just bear with me for just a second. I know that I have it in here. Um, the weather that's coming up, because I know it got a little chilly lately.
Yeah, this weekend actually, I think this weekend wasn't too bad for Jersey. It wasn't too bad. It was in the, I think today was like the highest out of the three, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think it was like
Right.
80 something. Because the rain definitely calmed some of the heat down, but it's kind of humid per
Yeah.
se. Yeah.
It's kind of humid.
Today was like the
Yeah.
highest.
Oops, sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to play this clip real quick. Hold tight.
Murderous truck drivers prowling the nation's highways for victims have become familiar villains, really, in TV shows and movies.
In fact, the percentage of long-haul truckers who become murderers is small. But according to the FBI, there are likely hundreds of homicidal truck drivers on our roads who have never been caught.
Many of them have driven across Nevada and have left a bloody trail behind them. Tonight, Chief Investigator George Knapp takes a deeper dive into how victims are targeted. And some of this information, it is graphic.
86-year-old Reno resident Patrick Carnes was driving in tandem with a long-haul trucker along I-80 when he vanished forever back in 2011. His car was found in the same out-of-the-way field where 62-year-old Judith Casita's vehicle was found 5 years earlier. She, too, was never seen again. Nevada lawmen came to suspect that a serial killer trucker, possibly two, were picking off victims along I-80.
And this was actually where the vehicle was.
And I've seen some gruesome things in 25 years as an FBI agent, really gory crime scenes.
Former FBI Assistant Director Frank Figluzzi says the two missing Nevadans are not typical targets for serial killer truckers. Most of the known victims are younger women, either sex workers or hitchhikers. Figluzzi learned about the killers and their most likely victims by digging into a bureau program called the Highway Serial Killings Initiative, established in 2009, and learned even more by riding shotgun with truckers over thousands of miles, research that produced his best-selling book, Long Haul. By studying known murders, missing persons, and truckers themselves, the FBI estimates there could be 450 long-haul truckers who are serial killers, probably more. Many are sexual predators. Some just like to kill.
One indeed likes to control the outcome and loves the power and will prolong torture, rape, and other horrors. But the other one, George, the other kind of serial killer, simply wants to kill. He enjoys that power of life and death, and he kills quickly.
He's killing because he's lonely?
The specter of a mass murderer rumbling down the highway in a multi-ton traveling crime scene has been used in several TV shows and in movies, including the thriller Suspect Zero. But sometimes it spills out too close to home. Truck driver Chester Todd was suspected by the FBI of multiple rapes and murders of women, but he went on the run in 1996 and didn't surface until 2011 in Las Vegas, where he'd been living under an assumed name. Another serial killer truck driver, Wayne Allen Ford, had a severed breast in his pocket when he turned himself in to California police in 1998. He admitted to 4 murders. 3 of his victims had been dismembered. The body of one victim, 26-year-old Tina Gibbs of Las Vegas, was found in Northern California, not far from Ford's home. One of the most vile of the trucker killers is Robert Ben Rhodes, who built a torture chamber in his truck. Rhodes murdered 2 couples he picked up hitchhiking, one in Utah, one in Texas, and is suspected of dozens of other murder-torture sagas.
There's some of the most heinous crimes and criminals in the book, including Robert Ben Rhodes, who picked up a 14-year-old girl hitchhiking, hooked her up from fish hooks inside his torture chamber in his rig. Over the course of several weeks across many states, raped and tortured her, leaving her for dead in an abandoned farmhouse.
The most common and most vulnerable pool of victims are the so-called lot lizards, which is the crude name drivers use for the sex workers who ply their trade in the nation's truck stops. Figluzzi met and interviewed many of them for his book, including a few who survived their attacks, and knows that educating these women about the dangers is tough. Many of them have drug addictions and poor judgment, move around a lot, don't let family know where they are, so no one is likely to report them missing. Figluzzi also wrote his book to educate cops about the FBI initiative. The Nevada lawmen working on the Pat Carnes case had no idea there's an FBI database they could have accessed.
If I have one message to any law enforcement officer listening, it's get your unsolved cases, especially involving roadside killings, into the FBI's database.
The trucking industry has embraced the effort to find and weed out killer truckers and has installed tracking devices on most corporate-owned rigs. But Figluzzi notes some drivers have learned how to skirt those precautions, and he says there are hundreds of thousands of independent truckers who drive their own rigs and are not being monitored as they cruise along those long stretches of dark and empty highways. George Knapp, 8 News Now.
Disturbing stuff. We put more information on the highway serial killer database on our website. You can also find part 1 of that report at 8newsnow.com.
There you have it. Thank goodness for 8newsnow.com.
Oh, so it was it's the truck drivers that's doing the, isn't it? They're not. So are the truck drivers becoming missing, or
the truck drivers
are doing the crime?
They're both. They're doing the crime and they're driving the truck.
Oh, wow.
And recently there's been 3 to 4 African Americans that were in different areas. You can go on TikTok, YouTube, you can see the current where the families are looking for their family members. It's just, but for so many years there's been so many of them missing, but it's becoming a little bit largely announced and more noticeable, where a lot of people are, I think because of social media, it's making us more aware than what it was before, because we only have the TV.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you only got the local news.
If somebody's missing in that town, maybe they show it on that local news, like you said, but not necessarily something as a worldwide or, anything like that.
Yes.
Good evening, Scoop. Thank you for coming in.
Good evening, Scoop. Thanks for joining. Thank you so much.
Jasmine said, yeah, I'm not hitchhiking anywhere. That they look crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't take no chances.
No, you can't.
Hey, Scoop, thanks for joining, cuz. Thank you. Good reading from you. Good reading from you. They do look crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do look crazy. Well, we're going to change the subject. We're going to go, I'm not going to say we're going to try to speed through, but we do have a lot of coverage to try to take care of. We did come on about 11 minutes behind schedule. So I do want to apologize about that. But I do, you probably have heard about the family whose son's brain was mailed to them.
No. Excuse me?
Yes.
Their
A
child's
son.
brain was mailed to them.
A couple's claims funeral homes mailed their son's brain to them.
What in the world?
Yes. I don't know what's going on, but I'm telling you the things we're hearing right now is bizarre. Bizarre. I don't remember me ever hearing anything this bizarre.
No,
But
no.
right, have you?
No, I've never heard nothing like that before at all.
Right, exactly. Let me see what I could pull the video. 1 second.
Okay.
Trick.
Just 1 moment. Excuse me for just 1 moment. Let me just try to pull it. Just bear with me.
Okay, no problem.
I'm just gonna try to pull it. Yeah, that is kind of scary. I think it was 2 funeral homes that were responsible.
Wow.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think one was in New Jersey or on the East Coast.
Yeah.
If our co-host, if you heard about this, please put it in the comments. Just trying to make you all be aware. Here we are.
Their dead son's brain in a box. Tonight, they are suing 2 funeral homes they say were negligent. One of those is in Cobb County. Atlanta News First reporter Chelsea Beimfor is at Southern Cremations and Funerals in Marietta. And Chelsea, the location is named in this complaint.
Well, it's unclear exactly how Timothy Garlington died back in 2023. His family says when they received his body that was initially handled by this funeral home in Marietta, it was not intact.
It was, and it is still in my heart that I got in my car and I smelled death.
Lawrence Butler describes the traumatic moments that he and his wife allegedly discovered their dead son's brain in a box in the back of their car.
It's something out of a horror movie.
Attorney L. Chris Stewart, who's representing Butler, says his son, Timothy Garlington, died unexpectedly in November of 2023. He lived in Georgia at the time, but says his parents lived in the Northeast.
He grew up in Philadelphia, so they wanted him buried up there. So they hired Southern Cremations and Funerals in Marietta to take care of the body and have it shipped to Philadelphia.
Stewart says when the body arrived in Philadelphia, it came with boxes of Garlington's personal belongings. His parents came to pick them up and left the boxes in the back of their car for a few days. That's when they started smelling something foul. Stewart says it turned out to be Garlington's brain.
When they grabbed the box, it was covered in a fluid that got all over them. Wasn't marked, no biohazard label, no do not open, nothing.
I had to get rid of that car. I just couldn't stand the idea that the remains was in that car.
Since then, Stewart claims the Butlers have not received any apology or real explanation from Southern Cremations and Funerals or the facility involved in Philadelphia. That's why they're filing a lawsuit to hold both locations accountable for, quote, gross misconduct and intentional infliction of emotional distress.
We just pray that this doesn't ever happen to anyone else again.
We did reach out to Southern Cremations and Funerals several times today about being named in this lawsuit and have not heard back. Reporting in Marietta, Chelsea Beimfor, Atlanta News First.
There you have it. It's kind of weird.
That's disturbing. Because why? So he was supposed to be cremated and you forgot to. I don't know how cremation works when it comes to organs. Like, was his organ supposed to be donated? Was it?
Well, they're not supposed to bother your organs unless you're on the donor list. But obviously, they don't follow that law. They don't follow that rule at all, because because there's such a black market for organs. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm telling people, I know I took mine. I'm not a donor anymore on my license.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't want to be, somebody trying to take you early. So, she's a donor, So, no, I took it off.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. Do you have it on your license?
I never had it on my license.
Yeah. I did at one point.
If I want to give something, I'm gonna give it while I'm alive. I just I mean, to each his own. You know, I know it could save somebody's life, but just because of that, and basically because it goes on within our community the most, as far as, you know, something not, you know, being right and being off. I just don't want to take any chances.
Right. Yeah. Definitely don't want to take any chances.
Yeah.
For sure. It's wake up time. It is.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the things I wanted to touch bases on right now, because I know last week we covered a lot of credit and stuff like that, but I wanted to cover some of these topics that are actively and current.
Okay.
That are affecting our lives. Did you hear about the 60 kids that were found in Florida?
Yes, you sent me the article for it.
Yeah. Finding our children missing and family members continue. We have to continue to look for these kids. Every time I see one that flashes across my YouTube or my Facebook, I'm always sharing. You know, I just can't see myself not sharing something like that. When it's free to share, it doesn't cost you anything. And if you have a loved one, it can happen to anybody.
It can.
You know, it can happen to me. It could happen to anybody. So I want to make sure that I'm involved and I'm actively posting on my page. Because you never know. Somebody may see somebody on my page and say, hey, I just seen that girl, or I just seen that little boy. And that's all it takes is for someone to see one of these missing kids or adults, because it's not just kids. You know, they kidnapping men too, and women.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? They don't have, it's sad, but I want to show this so you can see what the news outlets had to say about the missing kids.
Okay. And tonight we have the results of a story we first brought you on Friday. A 2-week multi-agency operation recovered a record number of children from dangerous situations right here in the Bay Area. 8 on Your Side went undercover with investigators as many of the children were being exploited by human traffickers. News Channel 8's Jeff Patterson is in Tampa with more. Jeff.
It is crazy.
Good evening, Stacey. 60 children were rescued in this 2-week operation that spanned Hillsborough, Pinellas, and Pasco counties. 60 children taken out of incredibly dangerous situations that some people have called a living nightmare. It's an operation that took months of planning to identify at-risk children and the people putting them there.
Kids that were in critical danger, many the victims of trafficking, many missing kids.
The U.S. Marshal Service organized the operation with the help of law enforcement agencies on both sides of the bay. 20 agencies, more than 100 people involved in rescuing 60 at-risk children and arresting 8 people. Our cameras were there as children were recovered and arrests made.
The majority were being trafficked. The 8 people that we arrested, it wasn't just a child. Some of them had multiple children working for them. You know, in the old days, we used to call these people pimps. Now we call them human traffickers, but they're criminals.
The 8 people arrested are now charged with crimes ranging from human trafficking to child endangerment and drug possession.
These child were underages. If you look at the average age of the offender, well into their late 30s and 40s. And then the age of the children were from 9 to 17.
But the head of the FDLE in Florida says the operation cannot just stop after 2 weeks.
And this doesn't stop here today. This should continue on and on.
Last week.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to cut that short. I do apologize about that.
No, that's okay.
I didn't mean to push that button. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, I'm so glad that these kids were covered, and hopefully they could be joined back with their families and loved ones. Because I can't even imagine the feeling. I just don't want to even imagine that feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why it's very important to know where your kids are. You know, spending the night. When you were younger, I didn't play that. You going to whip? No, I didn't play going to spend the night. I let you spend the night maybe 1 or 2 places. But other than that, it was like, no.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful who you allow your children to be around.
Mm-hmm.
It's a scary world we living in right now.
Yeah,
absolutely scary.
Miss Linda said there was an incident where a couple and son moved in. New neighbor moved downstairs, invited the young boy to a alleged birthday party. Oh, I heard about this. Father came home, asked for son. They went to the apartment. Loud music was playing, and until unit didn't have anyone in it. They go to the bathroom. Son's body was there, but all organs was missing.
Ooh,
oh my God!
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about that story. She is so right. I don't know where it happened, but I definitely remember about the story. I can't even imagine all this happened downstairs.
Yeah, downstairs. Yeah.
Oh.
Why? I mean, that's just a lot. I don't. I won't say I don't trust. Well, no, I don't trust people.
And
For
it's
somebody
okay
who
not to
just
trust
moved
people.
in,
You're safe not to trust people.
it's for to have a complete stranger move in, and you allow that person to, I'm coming too. I probably ain't going either because I don't know you, but
Right.
I'm coming too. If my baby coming, it just was, I was different.
Very different.
Yeah.
Very different. So different. But these things need to be talked about and discussed.
Yeah.
Awareness, right?
Yes.
Awareness. That's what we're doing. We're just sharing awareness. Now we're going to change the topics a little bit. I wanted to ask a question. I want to ask our co-host a question. This is politics right now. Do you care to know the names on the Epstein list?
No.
Do you
Oh,
care to
sorry,
know?
you wasn't asking me.
Huh?
I said you said the co-host. Sorry. Yeah, no, who cares? There's like I always look at stuff like this as smoke and mirrors. Like there's bigger things that are going on in the White House that they're trying to distract you with this little list as if who cares who's on there? Who cares?
Right.
What is it going to do? I mean, our president is a felon. So what exactly is that? Who cares?
Right.
That's just me.
Right. So
do you care?
It's not so much as caring, it's more curious. So, you know what I mean? It's like curious. But at this point, being it's been so long, they didn't doctor it up and just
I don't put
alter it.
nothing past nobody. I don't know. Some people will say they'll look at famous people and say, "Oh, I don't think they wouldn't do that." You don't know these people. So I don't know none of these famous people and what they do in their quiet life or their wild life, whatever they choose to do with their life. So I wouldn't be surprised who's on that list. I would not be shocked.
Yes.
But I think it's a distraction.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I think it's a distraction.
On my TikTok, I have Benny has joined, and he said, "I think we already know who did what." I totally agree with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Sabrina is my baby sister, and yes, she probably was a hot mess in high school.
Oh Lord, Jesus.
That's my baby sister.
Miss Linda said, yes, Trump is on that list. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he at the time he probably was VIP, let in through the back door. Like you ain't even coming through the front. Listen, I'm not shocked, but I think it's smoke and mirrors, you guys. Like I think it's just a ploy to distract us from what's really going on. They're probably passing bills that we're not paying attention to because we're so busy worrying about this.
The big beautiful bill was passed while this was going on.
That part. So
yes, totally. Yes. Now I'm sure you heard about this story about President Trump wants Beyonce, Oprah, and Reverend Al Sharpton prosecuted. What are your thoughts? Is this a distraction or could it
It's
be
another distraction? I think he's serious because I think he's off his rocker. But I think it's a distraction.
You think
if you have not noticed, he has tweeted, and I mean he's always done all of this, right? But he has been on overload. And I feel like it's a distraction to keep our minds off of what we should be focusing on.
Yeah, but do you think he may believe that they did something illegal, even though they're telling him that he might believe that they?
I mean, he thinks that he's the smartest president, so
you think
he can think whatever he wants to. He think he's the smartest president and did the best president in the world. So
I mean, most presidents probably may have that type of attitude to think that I'm the best, I'm good, I'm this. You know what I mean? So. I mean, if he don't think it, who else is gonna think it? You know,
his followers.
Huh?
the followers that he
His
has.
followers, right?
That's the
Exactly.
followers, yeah. But to me personally, I don't think he truly thinks that. I think it's just another distraction.
Yeah.
That's just, I always look at a lot of stuff that's like, this is too weird for it to be something. Why are we making this a thing? Beyonce, come on. Oprah, like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, when they make stuff like that a thing, I just feel like it's always something. Ms. Linda said Giselle, a sex felon, gets to move to a low security prison. Oh yeah, she was a part of. She was the. I heard about that too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she did. Now they said they wanted to bring her in to testify.
Yeah, but didn't she say you gotta give me annuity or not annuity? What is that called? Is it no? It ain't called that. What is it?
Immunity. Yeah.
Immunity, not annuity. You guys. Sorry, you guys. Yeah, she said I ain't talking unless you're doing that. That's what I heard. You know.
Right.
Jasmine said prosecuted for what? Who's going to prosecute him? Worried about the wrong things. Exactly.
Worried about the wrong things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ms. Linda said he removed all films of the black airman from Tuskegee from the White House. Yes.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. That was kind of strange. But I don't think he moved them. Well, he moved them. Maybe he transferred them to a different room.
He probably put them in the basement. Okay, knowing him. He probably put him in the basement. He's doing whatever he wants. And go ahead.
You know they're getting ready to spend about $2 million on the ballroom. I guess this coming September, I believe they're breaking ground. And $200 million.
No, I didn't hear that. For what ballroom? At the White House?
At the White House.
Okay, see.
Yes.
Who cares about the White House? Why are they spending all that money on the White House?
Well, I mean, he wants a bigger ballroom so he can be able to entertain.
For him to do this is his go-to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. It's
Yep, strange.
Very
but,
strange.
I mean, but let me just say this. He has not had there has not been any type of upgrades to
the White House.
The White House in over since 1948, I believe that was the year, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. Since 1940.
None.
Nope, I don't think so. Nope, I don't think so. That's one of the things I wanted to ask you, I'm gonna shift gears real quick. This is something that can happen to any of us, right? This can happen to any of us. But I want to find out all that is going to bite him in the. Yeah, you're right, Benny. You're right. Sharpton has already been proven to be an FBI agent. Really? I did not know that.
I never heard of that. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's something that you're just telling me. I didn't know that. Wow, I learn something new every day. Never knew that. Well, so I'm going to shift gears here. I want to find out from you, and maybe our co-hosts may have heard about this. 1.2 million bank deposit mistake. She hit the jackpot and said, no refund. They call it a mistake, but she's calling it a blessing. So a woman, the bank deposited 1.2 million into her bank account. And she's having a hard time giving it back.
Why don't they just snatch it?
Because she's spending it. She transferred. She transferred from one account to another. She done bought a house, an SUV.
Well, I mean, buying a house is not I'm gonna buy it in one day. Type of transaction, is it? I mean, you got to go through some paperwork and all of that.
Not if you have the cash.
Oh, well.
And it must have took them a while before they found the error.
That's what I'm saying. It must have took them a while. She out here buying cars and everything else, and they didn't figure it out.
Yep. Let me just share this with you.
Night Court asking the question, what would you do if you checked your bank account and suddenly found out you were a millionaire? That happened to a former Louisiana sheriff's dispatcher, and instead of notifying the bank, well, she quickly moved the cash into another account, used it to buy a home and an SUV. Kellen Spadoni, who you see here, was arrested for theft, and tonight is facing a lawsuit from Charles Schwab after she ignored several of their attempts, they say, to contact her and get the money back. Night Court is now in session with civil rights attorney Robert Patillo and criminal defense attorney Brian Claypool. Welcome to you both.
Thanks, Shannon. Hey, Shannon.
They're even laughing.
Let's start here with Exhibit A. On February 23rd, Schwab meant to transfer $82.56 into a Fidelity brokerage account, services account, but the company instead transferred $1,205,619, court records said. So, Robert, is their mistake?
Is their mistake, but that does not mean you have a legal right to that amount of money. Even best case scenario, if you were able to keep it, good luck explaining to the IRS where $1.2 million came from and paying the taxes on that. This is no different than finding someone's wallet and deciding to keep it when they ask for it back. Or if a Brinks truck accidentally dropped money off at your door, it does not mean that you are legally entitled to it. There's legal precedents on it where people back in the old days would cash those Publishers Clearinghouse checks that came to your house and occasionally bank to allow the transaction to go through, but then later on when they figured out the funds were not there, they would reverse it. So though I understand that most people don't have sympathy for big banks in situations like this, you don't have a legal right to it, and you're going to end up getting in more trouble than it's worth.
It sounds like she is right now, innocent until proven guilty, but facing a lot of charges. Exhibit B, then, we go to. The company argues in its lawsuit that Spadoni's account contract with Schwab, now this came from the Charles Schwab account, includes an agreement that if a client receives an overpayment of funds, the client is required to return the full amount. Brian.
Well, Shannon, first thing I'm going to do in the morning, I'm running over to Charles Schwab. I'm setting up my account there, and then fingers crossed, I get $1 million. Anyway, all kidding aside, last time I checked, we have a criminal court of law, not a moral court of law. And morally, this woman is incorrect, and she should do the right thing and transfer the money back. But the law is on her side, believe it or not, and I think it's going to trump that agreement that she signed, that she probably didn't even know what she signed, probably didn't even know what she read. But real quick, theft, felony theft is the charge. That means that this woman had to deprive money of someone else without their consent. Charles Schwab sent her the money, so that charge is going to get dropped. The last charge against her is bank wire fraud. Again, she has to show an intent to deprive Charles Schwab of money. Last time I checked, Charles Schwab made a mistake and sent the money to her. So in the real world, she might walk free and she might have $1.2 million and she might have a wrongful termination case against the sheriff's department for firing her. They shouldn't have done that.
Well, she's got a world of trouble to fight her way out of now. I mean, Brian, maybe she'll call you up. You are the defense attorney of all defense attorneys. You've made your case. Robert has made his. And we're told, by the way, detectives have been able to get back about 75% of the money. So maybe there'll be some goodwill there. I don't know. Robert and Brian, thank you for your very effective lawyering. We'll leave it to the folks at home tonight. Use the hashtag Night Court and tweet us at Fox News Night or at Shannon Bream. Let us know how you would rule. Gentlemen, thank you.
Thanks, Fox News. Okay, so you heard it. Listen, it sounds like the way the attorney just explained it, she may get off.
Yeah.
She need to hire him. But morally, she needs to return the money.
And then the guy talking about explain the IRS. You know how many people will willingly, like, I got to pay taxes on this, but I still get to keep the money? I'm going to pay the taxes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, I don't know. The co-host, would you guys give the money back? Shakira, I mean, I hate to ask you that question.
That amount of money, because when you're dealing with, maybe I watch too much TV. When you're dealing with corporations and all that, you don't want to be taken out for no $1 million. Okay?
I mean, taken out on the live, taken out?
Yes.
Oof.
You're getting fired from your job. You think they not gonna
Wow.
You know, they're not gonna walk away. You think I won't compare them to the mafia or anything like that, but I will say, you think they're gonna go away quietly? $1.2 million. Oh, they're going to come for you.
Yeah. You think they're gonna come for her?
Jasmine said, I'm not returning anything. If they reverse it, then fine. But that was their mistake. If she already spent it, then y'all should have been quicker than that. Absolutely. Why did that take y'all that long? This girl done brought cars and houses. Why did it take you that long to figure it out?
Yeah.
And me, you were supposed to transfer $86. How did that? That's not even a number off.
That's true.
That the numeric numbers of that is completely different. So how in the world did it come to $1.2 million? Well, it was 1 point whatever, but it was nowhere near $86. Now, if it was $86 and you put
they supposed to transfer $86, which is
that's what I'm saying.
Like, how do you get that confused? Was that a
that's
setup?
what I'm
Job?
saying. If it was, it would be more realistic to me if it was 8 million, because you put too many zeros, or whatever, or 80,000. But that 8 wasn't even an equation. So I'm very thoroughly confused.
Sounds suspect. Well, we're going to change topics right now because I definitely want to touch base on the subject that we actually posted. And that's about money and real estate and buying a house for less than $1,000. And where do you find this kind of information at, right? I know a lot of people saying, yeah, right, I don't believe that. There's no way. Well, there's people who have purchased houses for $200, $400. We back in a few years back, matter of fact, Linda was a part of this investment that we did. We bought a building for $100, $100, and we sold it for $100,000 in less than maybe 6 months, and we were able to make $999,900.
Yeah.
So I mean, it does happen. I'm sure, Linda, you do remember that transaction, I'm sure. But one of the things I want to share with you, this is very common. This is something that happens quite a bit. And I know for some people who are in doubt, one of the things I do want to share with you right now is I want to show you something. Typically, people who have a savings account normally have their money in a bank or credit union. And these banks normally pay you anywhere from, I'm going to say what, 5% annually?
Yeah, annually, yeah.
Right? 5% annually.
Mm-hmm.
So out of 5% annually, excuse me, something got in my throat. So out of 5% annually, I want to show you ways in which you can receive more, triple your money. And this is something that's been happening all across the USA. And I'm just going to show you some examples of what I mean real quick, because I know that we have about we're trying to stick to our time. We have 10 minutes, and we're going. Oh, it didn't come up. Oh, damn, it didn't come up. Okay, well, let me see what I can share it a little differently. Let me just go to this one website, because I know that this will help to. It's not allowing me to post it for some reason, but I want to show everyone. Excuse me. I want to show you how you can find these houses for $1,000. Okay. Now, y'all heard of tax sale certificates, right? Tax sale certificates where people don't pay their water bill, they don't pay their taxes. All right. So this is the area right here that's in Voorhees, New Jersey. This is New Jersey, Voorhees, New Jersey, this list. Okay. So these are lists of homeowners. Now, I'm not going to call these homeowners out because, as you can see, the list right here with their names showing. But I'm just using this as an example. And this is real. This is in real time. This is happening right now in real time. So let me just show you here. Where you see this column where it says status, it shows active. And then you see in the same column, which shows unavailable. That means these houses are unavailable. So let me just pick one that's going to be here. Let me see. Let's pick one that's for $753. Okay, and it's active. And let me just go here. I'm not going to name who the person is. Okay, I don't want to do that. But I want to show you this particular property. And this is public record. And you should be able to see my screen. This is one of the houses right here. Can you see my screen? Can you see the house?
No, I don't see the house. I just see the description.
Okay, so let me see. Can you see it now?
Yes, I can see your house. See the house.
You can see the house now. Okay. All right. So this house right here is listed on the list of houses that are having a sale, a tax sale. Okay. Now the tax sale is showing that it's $753.08. $753.08. Public record. And this is for sewer. This is for sewer. There's a lot of people who lose their houses for sewer, for water, for taxes. And sometimes they just don't have the money. Or they may have passed on, transitioned, and it's an estate, and they may not have any family. So there's so many different reasons why these bills are unpaid. Now, if you could see my screen, where you see the $753, see that now?
Small.
Is it small? Let me see.
It might just be small to me. I see it though. I just enlarged it. Yes, $753.08.
Okay, I'm sorry if it's small. Is it larger now?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I just had to make it full screen from my screen.
Okay. All right. So I showed you what the house looked like, and I showed you what the amount is on this sale. So let me just go back here just 1 second. And I'm going to go back to the actual list. If I could do that real quick. In New Jersey. Okay, just 1 moment. Let me go back to the list. I'm going to show you. And that was New Jersey. Excuse me. I'm going to go back to the same list. Let me just pull the list up real quick. Just bear with me. I'm going to go as fast as I can, everybody. I'm going to go as fast as I can. Now, whether you are aware, in New Jersey, the annual is 18%. The annual is 18% in New Jersey.
What does that mean exactly for those that
meaning the amount of interest that you could earn
is 18%.
It is a bid. It could pay as much as 18%. So this is how it works. Many of the banks invest their money in people's real estate taxes that are delinquent, because the bank knows that they're going to make 18% annually. Okay. Now, what they end up doing is they give you a loan for 9%. So they're doubling their money. Okay. So they make an 18% from the real estate portion. And that same money, they're able to loan it to you for 8%. Are you getting what I'm just saying?
Yes.
So when you go and look at these records, you will see a lot of liens have been purchased, tax certificates have been purchased by banks. And they're hoping that the homeowner don't pay, because if they don't pay, they get the house for $2,000-$3,000.
Gotcha.
Sometimes they get it for $400 and $500,
Mhm.
or $500. But in New Jersey, you have to keep the certificate for 2 years. You can't just, you have to keep the certificate for 2 years, and then after 2 years, you can actually start foreclosure. But the homeowner has 2 years to redeem the taxes, meaning they could pay it off. But even if they paid it off, you still have made 18%,
Gotcha.
more than what you made if you had the money sitting in your savings account.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the money was sitting in your savings account, you would be only making 5%. Okay, so let's do another one.
Wait, I do have one question.
Sure.
So when you do purchase the tax certificate, are you now legally responsible for the taxes moving forward?
Well, you want to, the rule of thumb is, once you buy the first year or the first quarter, you want to just keep purchasing, keep on purchasing the first and second quarter or the year. If you've already invested 1 year, you might as well invest the second year, because if somebody else comes behind you, then even though you in first position and you could start the foreclosure proceedings before the second position, you still want to, the 18% is what you're really looking at. Because if they redeem the taxes, the owner redeems the taxes, you still get paid.
Okay.
And where can you go and get 18%? The banks are not going to give you 18%,
Yeah.
right? And to give you an example, I think Arizona is like 16%. I think Alabama is like 12%. Every state has a certain annual amount that you would earn, okay, that you would make. So compared to the savings account, this is the ideal way in which to invest. Now, what a lot of my clients have done, they've taken money out of their retirement account, because in your retirement account, you're not making 18%, right? So they'll take out maybe $50,000 out of their retirement account, and they'll invest in these tax certificates all over the United States. Okay, one of the things you want to do when you're investing in any of these tax certificates, you want to make sure the house is in good shape, meaning it's still standing, right? And also you want to make sure that that the property is kept up. Even if the property wasn't kept up, where the lawn care wasn't maintained, if that wasn't done, once you take over, if you so happen to take over the property, you can always renovate and take care of those things. There's a gentleman, I'm not going to say his last name, but his name is Daniel. He's well known in Burlington County. This man has been doing tax sale certificates, purchasing people taxes for many, many, many years. And I'm going back 40 years. And one of the things that really amazed me about him was that he didn't care who knew that he had paid on a person's taxes. With myself, when I started doing it, I had to do it in a corporation's name, because when I started first investing, I had it in my name, and people would contact me and would negotiate, and I wouldn't make that much money, because I would be sitting there and they'd be giving me all these sob stories, and I'll be, going from making $10,000 to only making $2,000, but you have to be a particular type of person to be able to do this kind of business. I suggest, if you don't want people to contact you, put it in a business name so they have no way of reaching you, right? But some people don't care. You can call them on the phone and you can negotiate with them, and they're not going to negotiate. They want their money. So it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody when I say that. If you know you're the type of person who don't like for people to call you and negotiate, and you're a little softy, you might want to think about putting it in a corporation, which I suggest that anyway. When I first started, I was learning. I was happy to be involved, now I know the game a little bit more, and I'm, having an incorporation, preferably as a C corp. And because with the C corp, your name is not showing up on anything, right? With the LLC, your name is showing up on all your documents, and your the S corp, your name is also showing up on your documents as well. I know Shakira's battery, supposedly, I think that may be the reasons why she's off. I'm not sure. But anyway, I wanted to share another part of my screen, and I think I have another area, if I'm not mistaken. I think I have Arizona. For those of you who may live in Arizona, for an example, I think this is Arizona. Yeah, this is Arizona. And there's a lot of active properties tax sales on Arizona site. Okay. For an example, now I'm just curious about this one. This is one that's active, and it's $33,000. Let me see. This is $33,000. Okay. And this is given, it's not given an address. It's giving this is a vacant land. Wow. So this is vacant land in Arizona, which Arizona, I guess, there's a lot of vacant land in Arizona. So in every state, you will find that tax sale certificates are available. Tax sale certificates are available for those of you who are interested. Now, I will be having a class that will be coming up on August the 30th for those of you who want to learn more about tax sale certificates. It is a very interesting way to make money. For those of you who are interested, I will put my information in the comment section so you can reach out to me. Let me see. I don't want to miss any of the comments. I'm not returning anything. If they reverse it, oh yeah, Jack, you said you ain't giving nothing back. What is that? Bulgery? There isn't an expedition treaty there. Oh, you're gonna go overseas? Oh, Linda. I think a lot of people may feel the way you feel, especially in today's world, right? Especially in today's world, I think a lot of people are hurting for money, right? And this is a way in which you could be able to, as they say, do a come up. And they have them also available, say, for example, in every state. But in the state and city where you live, the tax sales may be coming up at a different time. They may come up at a different date. Some of them don't happen obviously they don't happen at the same time, right? Let me just go back here to the Voorhees. This is Voorhees, New Jersey, right? This is Voorhees, New Jersey. I hope you can see my screen that I'm sharing with you all. I hope you can see my screen that I'm sharing with you. Okay, so this is one that's, the S stands for sewer. Okay, the S stands for sewer. Now on here it's 447 records. 447 records. Close to 500 people on this one. Okay, and these are sewer. Now you may see your neighbor on here. You may see your family member on here. You know what I mean? Let me just pick this one. This is something that's active. And this is $210.98. And let's see what this house looks like. This is on Hudson Avenue in Voorhees. On Hudson Avenue in Voorhees. So I'm just going to share this. It's not actually showing the house too good. It's not sharing the house too good. Let me just go back here. The house is not showing too well there. It's kind of cloudy. I want to show you hopefully you'll be able to see my screen. Let me see whether this will pick it up. Okay, so this is what the house looks like. Okay, pretty nice house. I'm sure these people probably will end up paying, right? Don't come for me, y'all. If this is your house, don't come for me. Do not come for me. This is public information. Public information, okay, that I'm sharing to show people how they can make money. Okay, this is all we're doing. All right, so that one is listed as having a sewer at $210.98. Okay, $210.98. Okay. Now I know some of you are saying, wow, it just can't be that simple. There are steps that you have to take, but it starts from this list. It starts from the list of knowing exactly what properties are available. And then once you know which properties are available, then you start to take the next step in seeing how you could acquire those tax sale certificates. All right. I want to say thank you all so much for joining. Oh my goodness. I really appreciate each and every one of you for joining. Thank you so much for the info. Have a great weekend. You too, Jasmine. Thank you all so much for joining. Really appreciate it. Y'all make sure you have a fantastic week. Do something different today that you didn't do yesterday to change your tomorrow. Do something different today that you didn't do yesterday to change your tomorrow. And stay around positive people. Get you some positive people to network with and stay around some positive people. That's very important for your energy. It's very important for your spirit. Let me see. Before I go, TikTok. First taxes involuntary. I'm keeping it and take my chances. Okay, Benny. Benny said he's going to keep the money and take his chances. You know, you're feeling the same way that so many others are feeling. Only a few people would probably turn the money back in. Yes. And obviously this woman has been, because it's been a while now since the bank has been going after her. So she's not answering any responses. And I'm surprised they ain't put a warrant out for arrest, but I don't know how that kind of like worked legally. But anyway, hopefully it all works out in both of their favors. I hope it all works out for them. All right. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Y'all have a fantastic week. I'm going to sign off with Mama Said It. Woo. There'll be days like this. Mama said it. Wee. There'll be days like this. Mama said it. Woo. Thank y'all so much. Y'all enjoy your week. And I'll be doing a pop-up. So y'all stay tuned. Take care.